Rando beer. The best variety of beer. I'm not even sure if that's actually coming through. There we go. Host mode is now exited. Oh, we should be good. Rando beer. The best sort of beer. The beer everyone wanted. It's time for some rando, because I've had a bit to drink, and why the fuck not? Why the fuck not is, in fact, the best reason. Also, what's up, Adam, or Mr. Bond, or Quest for Semi-Glory? Also, thank you for the follow. So I'm gonna let my fragile stack of technology try to inform my usual group of people know that I'm streaming. So give it a couple of minutes. We'll stare at this beautiful file select screen with some lovely Zeldas with lovely names and lovely emerald tiaras. This is a standard seed, so Zelda gets to save herself, which is clearly the best thing that anyone could ever ask for. It's a large part of why I just use Zelda as my sprite, because it's pretty hilarious, in my opinion. But yeah, hopefully I'll also be like, what's up, Tormod and Boris? So this also has sort of an ulterior motive of helping basically the three people who have chimed off in chat thus far, giving them an avenue to ask questions and sort of let me voice my thoughts on things. Very much like my previous sort of tutorial-ish stream, but probably with less live commentary and more banter with the chat, I guess. I don't know. So it should be a good time. Probably. Okay, honestly, I can't be bothered to wait for the thing to tell my peeps. They'll figure it out. The standard opening is pretty samey regardless. Do we only have one bed? Asking the important questions. The opening to standard is pretty much the same no matter what anyway. So I can get started on that, and basically nobody will actually miss out on anything interesting that isn't already present, obviously. Piece of Heart is not the best thing to find in the Link's House chest, but you can certainly do worse. Alright, give me that sword. Alright, thanks, Uncle. See you in the credits. So one thing I always make a point to do in the early game of Standard is kill a bunch of dudes. Oh, never mind. We're good. That's actually kind of lucky. Well, you don't need to, but you very much want to farm out some bombs if you can in the early game. Because it will save you a trip back around. The 3-bomb chest is fine. That'll cover most of Kakariko. And at least theoretically, I can end up finding enough money to buy more bombs if I need to. Oh, well there we go. Now I'm 100% good, minus if the race has something useful. Which it probably won't, it never does. Oh wow, a shield too. How about that? Hey, what's up, Surette Lamundar, or random letters backwards, I'm pretty sure is what that spells. But Sret sounds better, so we're going with that. 4 bombs is basically A-okay for all of Kakariko. I'm gonna need a bunch more in the early game, but there's plenty of sources that I can get. It's really critical that I get 1 before the escape ends. Any more beyond that are just a bonus. Also, it occurs to me I probably should have thrown an on-screen timer on. Meh. Oh well, whatever. Did I intentionally want those guards to see me? Not really, but it's not too much of a time loss to kill them, so... Hey, what's up, Beauty Joe? How are you doing, man? I am very, not in the correct place. That was a very poor fight. Beauty Joe, I'm not making you watch this, man. Also, I'm finding nothing but bombs. Also, I guess I technically should update those useless things, at least. Yeah, we have the Zelda with the good tiara leading the Zelda with the shitty tiara, and much less frames of animation. Good Zelda and Zortho. All Zoraldo does is just hang out in a sanctuary all game. This is not what we need. Ugh. Fortunately, I have all of the bombs that I will need in the early game. Oh no, not eggs. Don't talk to me about eggs. Eggs is a jerk. He wastes my time with his blue balls. What's up, Firetron? Not just a spontaneous rando run, a spontaneous drunk rando run. Let's get it right here. Okay, more bombs, that's fine. I was kind of hoping you'd give me an extra heart, but whatever. The intoxication causing sloppy play. Whatever. Who's doing stuff about what now? Beauty Joe, you're supposed to just sample sick breakbeats, man. So, pro tip with bombs. Drop the bombs as early as possible and throw them to their destination. Wow, early hammer, okay. And a big 20. Fair enough, man. And yeah, I guess the blue balls seem like a kind of bad affliction. No Cullens around it, Beauty Joe! Come on! That's not how you emotes! Why did I open that? I knew that there was no map. That was me being dumb. Alright, so post-escape, kind of the standard thing to do is roll up to the woodcutter's cave and see if eggs is required. I have the hammer, so there's actually a pretty good chance he's not required here. But you never know. There could be something really important like a medallion or 5 arrow capacity. So the amount that I give a shit about that is very low. Also, on the way, I like to check the poultry because sometimes it has useful things. It does not have useful things in this case. I pretty much do not care about the concept of arrows. I also don't care about that big 20. Well, I probably should care about that big 20, but I've already left it behind, so I'm not going to go back and get it. It's not worth it. Red boomerang. I do need to find another 45 rupees before I finish out Kakariko, but worst comes to worst, there's enough money in pots to cover that difference, so I don't really care too much. I'll figure it out if I need to. So I have plenty of bombs, which means I can just do the standard Kakariko route. And I'd heal, but I'm sure I'm going to find a heart container at some point. Oh, alright. Nice. Wow. That's fascinating. I found something else and now I can't remember what it was. Math is hard, don't worry about it. Hey, there's your big 20. Ah, that's what I need to do. Those. There we go. Wow! I'm rich! Figures Bottle Merchant would rip me off. Usually it's King Ripoff that rips me off. What? I dropped the bomb. I am not... You hold your horses on that Zora scam. King Ripoff hasn't happened yet. So this is a pretty standard route through Kakariko. I do not have any bottles, so I can't check the sick kid. So I'll have to just remember that I haven't checked the sick kid. I mean, the red ones do go faster. I'm pretty sure science has proven that. Alright, heart container on library. Not great, because heart containers are actually kind of good. But, probably not worth specifically coming back to unless I'm in the area. Also, I'm glad I didn't trust Race, because 5 theoretical bombs is not great. Also, after you check Race, just save and quit. Don't be a chump like me and walk to the right of screen. So with that, now we check out South Hyrule. This is still kind of part of at least my standard opening route. because there's still a lot of opportunities to check some places that have a very high density of items. Unfortunately, I don't have mirror nor hookshot, so I have to do 2 trips in this, which wastes like 15 seconds. Big 20. How many times am I going to see that damn Big 20 emote tonight? That's the real question. The mirror glitch is baller, but I don't have a mirror, so I can't use it. Also, 5 theoretical bombs. Fuck you. Nope, no fish rescue. No time. No time! I hate doing the mini Moldorms with the plastic sword. There we go. Can I get the... Yes! Nice. Alright, Light World Hype Cave. What do you got for me? Blue mail, a shovel, the powder, and the 4th piece of heart. That's actually not bad. That's not great, but it's not bad. Between powder and shovel, that actually does open up 2 more locations. So I can do Batman because I have the hammer as well. And I can do, obviously, the shovel. It's not great because it's just 2 potential items, but the blue mail at least makes up for it a little bit. But I'm probably not going to wander over toward Batman until a bit later. Also, I have a stun item. I should check my stun drop. Stun drop is a heart. I've seen that choice. Big 20, go figure. Okay. So I don't have gloves, so I'm gonna check our good buddy Shaharskabar, because he's got another 3 items for me. Ow. This is the point, like, that sweep right there, ending with Ice Rod Cave, is the end of my sort of standard sweep through the early game. At this point, all of my decisions are entirely based on what I have, and what has the highest density of items. So, right now, Shaharskabar's hut is probably my best call, because that's another 3 items. Big 20, Bombos, glove, nice. Alright, that's a fantastic find. Thank you, Shaharskabar. I haven't checked my map yet. I think at this point, I'm gonna sweep through, Batman and the other thing, the shovel. Because that's 2 more items that I'm guaranteed to be able to get. At this point, I could theoretically do, all but 1 item from Eastern, or all but 1 location from Eastern, but I can't complete Eastern, and I'd prefer to avoid double dipping it if I can. So at the moment, it doesn't really make sense to go there, at least just yet. Especially with 2 relatively easy overworld items yet to get. Similarly, I can afford King Ripoff, but I'm not going to go there until I have the flippers, ideally. Because if I wait until I get flippers, that's 4 items rather than 1. Big 20. Yeah, go fucking figure. Thanks. This is how it's gonna be, huh? Alright. All the emotes up in here. Okay, menu's a little bit awkward with Bombos being where it is. 5 theoretical arrows. Fantastic. Alright. At this point, Eastern is now my best bet. Because Eastern is going to have at least 2 items that I can get regardless. One of them technically is Sequence Break. Because I'm going to do Eastern in the Dark, because Eastern in the Dark is super easy. But hopefully Eastern has something good, because if it doesn't, I'm gonna... If Eastern doesn't have anything, then my only other recourse right now is to sweep through desert. Or sweep through the desert cave, the Agina's cave. Which has a whopping 1 item and is also obnoxiously out of the way, so I'd rather not go that way right now unless I have to. Oops. Bootless, fluteless. Don't you put that on me. Don't you curse me with that. Wow, no items from any of them. Rude. Also, I'm surprised I only have 4 hearts right now. Smite's emotes are really good, and I wish I had more inspired ideas for mine. Has anyone found a perfect seed yet? I don't think so, or at least not that I've found. Every seed has some sort of goofy thing that's required. Because rando is a fickle thing. Vanilla. I don't even think vanilla's possible. Because I think the way the rando works, it inadvertently makes rando not a... or vanilla not a thing. Because it fixes like some key soft locks for people that aren't careful. It's fucking Alright, I have no idea how to do this consistently. I get at least 3 most of the time. But I have no idea how to get to the Pearl! Alright. So Pearl opens up some... Pearl opens up some interesting options. Unfortunately, Pearl is also potentially meaning I'm going to have to go into Dark World with 4 hearts and blue mail, which is more than a little scary. Also... this is not great. Does this have any hearts in it? Okay, good, because I'm gonna need that. Oh god, okay, yeah, they can just go. That's fine. Where is it? There we go. Ooh, oh boy! Alright, this is maybe not the best state of affairs right now. Dark Souls. Link to the Past is the Dark Souls of Zelda. I don't know. Man, I actually had to do this room legit? What? Oh, the blue boomerang. Perfect. Alright, to the Dark World. to the City of Outcasts on 4 hearts. Which unfortunately is my only really valid option. I could check out Desert Cave, but that's got 1 item. And that's not great. I can do Zora, but that's also 1 item, and I don't know how to fake flippers properly. So until I find flippers, Zora's a no-go as far as my routing is concerned. Fortunately, I do have full Dark World access. Due to my hammer and... hey! What are you doing in there, jerk? Get out of here. Fortunately, I do have the... hammer and glove, which means that I do have full Dark World access, which is really nice. Other than the fact that I'm probably going to die. I mean, me dying is less nice. 4 hearts is a stupid low amount for this. A single arrow and a heart container. Alright, that's not bad. I'm gonna go ahead and save Thieves Town for later. Also, Thieves Town is a pendant, so... I could complete it, but I'm gonna hold off for now. PhD in botany. Thieves Town has 4 potential items, so it's worth keeping in mind, but I didn't mean to drop that bomb. Shit. Also, Thieves Town showing up as a pretty huge bust right now. However, there is a chance that the Dark World Hype Cave has something worthwhile, so that's still worth a look. Also, everyone's favorite minigame, the digging game. Pearl can not be in the Dark World, but Pearl can be at the woodcutters. And that's a bad time. Yes, I checked race item. Race item was theoretical bombs, I believe. So, trash. Oh, was it money? I mean, it was not worth doing regardless. What is with all these pieces of hearts? Stop! Give me real hearts. Don't give me, these fake hearts. Yo, thanks for the follow. Oh, fuck. Get out of here, bomb mushroom jerks. Nobody likes you. Also, Moblins, you're jerks too. Keep on the other side of the screen so you don't bother me. Thanks. Don't believe CNN. Alright, bad start to the Dark World Hype Cave. Bad. Useful. Bad. Bad. Alright. That was a very subpar hype cave. Fire Rod is nice, but everything else was kind of trash. Also, T-Rock is required, so I have to find the No Fun Rod. I have the Fun Rod. I need to find the No Fun Rod. While I'm already in the Dark World and I have no mirror, it does kind of behoove me to check the both Pyramid and the Ice Rod, yeah. It behooves me to check both the Pyramid and the Catfish, because to get back to the Light World, I'm going to have to save and quit anyway. And Pyramid is the Hookshot. Woo! That's a find. Now we're getting places. If only I had a lamp, so I could get through Death Mountain. Boing. Post Catfish. I almost wonder if I should quick check. It would still be more convenient to save and quit and go back around if I wanted to check Bumper Cave. But Bumper Cave is also just one item, so in practice it's not really gonna be a game changer regardless. I'm not entirely sure how I blocked that shot. I can technically do Dark Cave, as in, it's possible. I do not know Death Mountain Cave, so... Give me some good catfish. Fuck you, catfish! Okay. So we'll do a save and quit, we'll go back to Sank. And... The Wet 20 is one of Smite's emotes. The free money is one of mine. Such 20. Very 20. Okay, so... At this point, my good options are probably either... God damn it, Joe. Thanks, but god damn it. Fuck, I lost my train of thought now. My best bets are probably the... either Pendant Thieves Town or Pendant Skull Woods. Neither of which are great options, because they're pendants, but, given my state of affairs, I don't know if I really have any other good choices here. So Thieves Town has the higher density of items, so I'm gonna go there first. Whoa! Tormod! Thank you for the sub! Whoops. You accidentally clicked the buttons. If Lamp is in Desert Cave, I'm going to be really aggravated with myself for, I'm gonna be really aggravated with myself for not... Oh, okay. I guess I'll take the piece of heart. For not checking there, but it's so out of the way, and it's only one item. So can you blame me for putting it off? If I could be bothered to rearrange this layout to have the room cam, I'd put the room cam back on, but I can't, so I won't. Sorry. Nice, whirligig. Nice, wavy coin. So there's a 2/3 chance that I am completely set for my medallion needs. Also, I suppose technically the pedestal could be something, so technically this may not be a total loss, but it's probably a waste of time. Unless it has an item. Six hearts is definitely less than I like to have around here. Somehow, I've never had a pedestal be required. I'm hoping this is not the seed that requires it. So that would be very sad. V26 definitely, at the very least, has a higher proportion of requiring me to go into pendant dungeons. Stay away. Fuck. Fuck. Okay, half magic is kind of good, but still, fuck. This is not great. We are MKE. You get out of here with that Minneapolis, Garbo. Shit hell! Well, that sucks. Actually, that sucks for a bunch of reasons. Not least of which is, that requires me to hit the damn crystal switch again. Also, yes, shit hell. Everyone wants to vacation in shit hell. I don't know. Nobody's ever come back with trip reports. And yeah, don't get me started on work. Also, fuck you, blobby, whatever the hell thing. Also, what am I doing? I should just boomerang. Florida's great to visit, just don't live there. Well, I mean, think about how many old people live in Florida. It makes perfect sense. Also, what? Why are we talking about that? Of course I have to fight blind with 6 hearts. I do have a... Well, I mean, it's standard, so of course I have a sword for this. Thanks, Blind. I should learn the initial, or the quote-unquote guaranteed blind pattern at some point. Also, I have the fire shield, and I probably should be using it, but it doesn't matter. Blind's dead. Fuck you, Blind. Fuck you, Blind, twice over. God damn it. The seed is gonna drive me to drink more just because Blind is being well, everything is being a jerk. I don't need this many big 20s, seriously. I got a useless pendant, probably. Alright, to Skull Woods. Oh, fuck. One shot. There we go. Where am I going? This is not my routing at all in this little area here. Let's just back this bus up. Let's go around the other way, shall we? I'm gonna blame that one on the beer. That seems like a sensible thing to blame it on. At least I have half magic for this. So I can fire rod some Gibdos with impunity. I had a Mud Puppy Porter earlier. I currently am drinking a Black Bavarian by Sprecher. It's good stuff. I will probably crack open another pretty soon because this one's almost empty. That's no good. Sprecher is generally pretty good stuff. They have a pretty good Irish stout. Also, 8 bombs. That's awful kind of you, Gibdo. Thank you. But I don't need any more keys. Can you not? I don't, like... I have all the keys I'm gonna need if I have to kill Mothula, which I really hope I don't, because that's a colossal waste of time. I don't have the red cane, too, so I actually have to do this legitimately. How annoying. Alright, come on. I am illiterate, so I cannot check the pedestal. Fuck. You can, if you have it, but I don't, so I can't. Okay, there's one of my items. I can't get into desert. Oh. Yeah, no, I can't get into desert right now. Because I either need to be literate, or I need to be armed with the gloves, or the mitts and the flute. and the mirror. And I have none of the latter bits, so... You specifically need flute, mitts, and mirror to get in the back door of Desert. Yeah, eventually the big 20s will stop once I've exhausted the item collection of them. Alright. So... it's come to this. Yeah, my options are either the Desert Cave or Zora without having the flippers. Neither are ideal. But if I go to Desert, I can at least get more information. I would be fine with finding Flute. Death Mountain would make me very happy right now, because that's a huge amount of items that I can pull. Because Flute also means that I can access Death Mountain Hype Cave, which is 7, count them, 7 items. Also Spiral Cave for an 8th. This is how this is gonna be, huh? I would gen myself a shitty seed while I'm drunk. Okay, big 3 hundo hanging out there. Alright, to Zora, I guess. You are correct. Every night is a perfect night for a drink. It knows I'm on the drink, and it knows I'm trying to teach some of the Zero Hour Productions folks what to do. And what better way to teach people what to do than have to deal with a really shitty seed? No free health? Eh? I'm gonna be saving and quitting, regardless, coming up. Because Zora's so far out of the way that it's faster to save warp to wherever I actually need to go. If Zora has a single rupee, then I'm gonna have to probably, like, go into, POD. Thanks, Beauty Cho. Because right now my options are kind of running a little thin. The lamp. Interesting. Alright, that's fine. So with the lamp, we'll save and quit, warp to Sanctuary, and go to Death Mountain. And also take a sip of drink. On the plus, this seed is guaranteed not to be fluteless, because it will be uncompletable if I don't have the flute, because Misery Mire is a thing I need to do. Oh right, that was just arrows, I don't care. Damn. And you're just green rupees. Who cares? Go away. Ow. Alright. Alright, Gary. Give me something good here. Fuck. Fuck. Fuck! Both the cabbages and the dead rocks are just the worst. Ugh! Ugh! Cabbages, please! Alright. Spectacle Rock is a big one. Fantastic. And Spectacle Rock Cave is a piece of heart. Well, sorry if I'm not excited about any of that garbage. Oh right, they're immune. One of these days I'll remember that. Get out of here, Dead Rock. Alright, Death Mountain Hype Cave, let's go. The last of the Hype Caves. Bombs. The bow. Alright. What am I doing? I have the hook shot. That makes mini Moldorms trivial. You know, assuming you can aim worth a damn, which evidently I can't. The net... The boots! Okay, that was a good hype cave. I'm not gonna do Sick Kid yet. Sick Kid is inconvenient. I am much better off, I'm much better off finishing off Death Mountain. You know, assuming I don't die like a moron anyway. How many hits do you take? The Dead Rocks are the biggest jerks in the universe. Wait, this was Crystal, right? Yeah. Actually, I'm better off doing this. Also, if I die, it doesn't matter, because I'll restart at the beginning. More notably, here is Crystal 5, so I'm halfway to a big bomb as well. Fuck. Motherfuck. This is a bad place, with a guy who will make you fall. A lot. Actually, I think that was a normal heart. Yes. Okay. Good. Let's get some stun drops. Twitch being rude. Hey, I have both hookshot and boots, so I don't have to fall in here at all. What? Hit the thing. Alright. Come on. Big 20. Go figure. Thanks for nothing. And Plastic Sword Moldorm. My favorite. When I'm vanilla, I usually prefer to just poke a dude. This is how it's gonna be, huh? I'm really bad at Hammer Moldorm. I will only hammer Moldorm if I'm only equipped with the hammer. I usually have a much easier time lining up the spins. Come on, you jerk. Alright, see you, Troldorm. Fuck. Thanks for requiring basement, Troldorm. Yeah, emulator, and for whatever reason, BizHawk, or at least my version of BizHawk, is randomly shitting itself for not even a second every half hour or so. I've never figured it out. Actually, scratch that. No, I don't need to do basement. I'm getting out of here. Alright, I'll save Spiral Cave for later, then. Where does this put me? Well, I do have boots. Boots gets me a heart container out of library. Library is something I very much need to do right, or heart containers is something I very much need to do. Also, I can get the Sank Bonk Rocks. A Gambit I'd like to do, if I can. Also, I guess I don't have to worry about medallions at all now. Neat. A Gambit I'd very much like to do, if I can, is if I can find... Oh, and Sick Kid, too. Nice. Yeah. This is actually worth coming over this way. Sup, Sick Kid. But I'd like to do, if I can, POD. And then do POD, hopefully find the mirror, and then mirror into Eastern. In an ideal world. In practice, though, I might not have a choice. Oh, that's what I was gonna do. Thanks, Tormod. I knew there was something else I wanted to do while I was in this neighborhood. Actually, no, it's gonna be... I'm getting it, don't you worry! Alright. Boris is on mobile. Some slack is probably deserved on that one. Alright. So, I could finish Eastern, but I'm gonna play the gambit of hoping that POD has the mirror for me. And if it doesn't, POD still has a higher density of items, in that it has, I think, 5, whereas Eastern has 1 remaining. So it is actually in my best interests to sweep through POD right now. Pay a monkey some money. Nope. There we go. POD is not horrible. It's a little annoying, in large part because of all the keys. The small keys. But, yeah, it's not bad. There's certainly worse places to hang out than POD. Like Ice, or Turtle Rock. I don't mind Mire. If you have a decent route, Mire's not bad. Thanks, BB Joe. Alright. I will show all of y'all my relatively foolproof route through Mire. What? Why did that not work? What the fuck? There we go. Also, thanks for the additional bits, BB Joe. Ah! Well, so much for the perfect dash upward. Oh my god. Also, POD, I don't need your keys. You stop that garbage. POD, you stop that garbage! Meh, I'll be fine. It'll be okay, don't you worry about it. Also, I have 4 keys on hand. That's entirely too damn many. Though I will say, yes, I agree. If you are not confident or you're worried you're going to take hits, definitely take the ferry. That's a very convenient ferry spot. Remembering that one exists can definitely be useful if you're worried about anything POD. Hey, this is real Zelda. Real Zelda has the beautiful sapphire, moved slightly too early there. Ate a fireball. Alright, there we go. That's the clean run. You have to get over to that corner real quick and, like, start your dash and then turn upward. So that's a non-trivial trick. But if you can do that, it makes that room super easy, and it also looks really cool. Highly recommend if you can do it. The flute! Alright, we're getting places. Actually, I forgot I had the big key right there. And would more sensibly do big key first. Like, I'm not used to getting big key that early. More often than not, I tend to get it in that eastern part, and so, like, in my head, I just basically default route that way. That was me succumbing to habit. I suspect those numbers are wrong. Yeah, I think I have one more heart container. It wasn't an intentional pun, but it's a good one, I guess. Fuck, what am I doing? I should probably kill a dude before he runs into me. Huh, the mushroom. Okay. Mushroom mirror? It could happen to you. I hope not, but yeah, it's possible. Whoop. I also need to find the flippers at some point because, well, I'm gonna need to find both the mirror and the flippers because swamp is required. Alright, I'm gonna quick grab a beer. Whatever. I haven't opened the beer, but I can just wait until I'm, crystal grabbing. Ooh. Hey. Alright, we're seeing some real pro strats. This'll be fine, I'm sure. Pro mode. I should have just sword swiped. I'm a fucking moron. I was a little bit too far to the right on that one. I'm planning on filling my bottle with blue potion, so I'm still going to refrain from taking the ferry. This is an intentional decision. Don't worry, I didn't forget. I'm intentionally not doing that. 8 hearts will be plenty. Ah, that's why I wasn't using the plastic sword. It sucks. Right. Should keep that in mind. Could you imagine doing this room in the dark? I sure couldn't. This room would suck. It would be a bad time. Whatever. It's okay, as long as you do the sword held out aiming, Helmasaur is totally a chump. Bye, Helmasaur! Thanks for the breeding, you jerk. By the way, that's the pro strat for Helmasaur. Leave your sword held out, hammer the fuck out of him, because your hammer range is slightly extended. And win. Like that. Shumtoodle. Alright, let's go activate a Swagbird. I don't remember if it's less knockback. Regardless, I'm pretty sure it extends the hitbox. So it is still absolutely worth doing. Like, in general, using the sword to help aim your attacks is very important. Yes, it is still a hammer strike. You leave your sword held out, and then you hit the hammer button, and like you can use the hammer while the sword's held out. I think this only works in the original Japanese version. But it is definitely worth keeping in mind. Alright, so let's turn in the mushroom. Regardless, rando goes off the Japanese 1.0 version, so absolutely use it. Oh, cool, theoretical arrows. Thanks, buddy. Also, I've had half magic this whole time and forgot to mark it. Okay. So, I guess I will quick shoot over to Eastern, because it's easy enough to do that. Wait, how is parentheses R an eye patch? That doesn't even make sense. Quit talking nonsense. Fuck. Pro strats up in here. That was still somehow a 3 spawn, which I'm frankly not sure I understand, but whatever. I am gonna need a something pretty damn soon. Flippers would open up a few locations, but I'd still need Mirror to actually get to, Swamp. Mitts would be great. Mitts would open up a bunch of stuff. But, you know. Basically, Armos or Spiral Cave is going to have something critical. It's absolutely one of those two right now. I mean, Silvers would be okay, but they're not actually going to open up anything for me. They're just really useful for combat. No, that was not the spin attack I thought was going to happen. I mean, arrows in general are really good and worth keeping in mind as an offensive option. What? I hit you 3 times, you jerk. You gave me a damn map. Why did I even go here right now? Okay, well, that sucks. Alright, if Spiral Cave doesn't have something, then... Ooh, it could be Spike Cave as well. I'll check that after Spiral Cave. Dead rocks, please. That was, I think, 2. I think that's where I'm at. I'm bad at updating crystals, I'm sorry. I have half magic and shitty cane, so it's fine. Oh, I can do... I didn't realize that POD was 6, so I can do Fat Fairy as well. Fun fact, the mail you have for Spike Cave absolutely doesn't matter. Those spike tiles will always do 1 heart of damage, no matter what. Fuck you. Fuck. But Fat Fairy is an option. So... that was actually worth doing. The heart container is nice. Alright, let's quick check Spike Cave, and then failing that, we'll go to Pyramid Fairy. I mean, my larger problem here is I just forget to update the tracker because I'm bad. Cave of Shitty Cane. Cave of Shitty Cane had a shitty prize. Alright, let's go do Pyramid Fairy. God damn! Beauty Joe, you are having problems with typing today. Also, unfortunately, the one other purpose for eggs, providing a shortcut for using the big bomb, it's not done. Eggs is still alive, so I have to take this around the long way. That's a real shame. That was not what I wanted. Whatever, it's fine. Fair enough. I'll stop giving you shit about it. Fun fact, the Big Bomb actually inflicts no damage. The Mirror! Alright, that opens up, at least a few more locations. It will be more convenient to save warp back out of Dark World, though. I was gonna say save warp back to Sanctuary, but technically it's better to do that and just warp over to Kakariko. So, things on my to-do list right now. I'm going to basically check out King's Grave, Behind Graveyard. I will probably... Ew, VB6. Oh, that sucks, man. VB6 is bad times. Fuck. And I say that as somebody who has a lot of legacy code at work that's in VB6. Alright. And a single arrow. No thanks, motherfuckers. VB.NET is semi-tolerable primarily because the .NET framework is actually pretty good. Alright, so we'll check out Behind Graveyard, we'll check out King's Grave. King's Grave has a bottle pre-filled with a fairy. Hey, if you're doing COBOL or AS400 shit, you're probably getting paid insane amounts of money for it. The myths. Alright, that opens up a lot of opportunity. Alright, take care, Beauty Joe. Thanks for hanging out, man. Alright, so on the plus, I have both Mitts and Mirror, which makes the Smithy a lot less of a pain than it would be normally, and I am fine with this. Also, let's do some Hammer Dash. Yeah! Oop. Yeah! Yeah! Hammer Dash. I haven't done sysadmin work in a very long time. Nice! I will take the Ruby Tiara. That's a good find. Okay, so purple chest. I'm gonna sort of on the way. I'm gonna check out the other mirror cave. Alright, something good, please. You know what? That actually gives me another heart container. That's probably fine. Alright, make sure this is following me, and we'll flute over to the, over to the dam. So that's that, I think. Wait. No, it's that. Alright, something good, please. Or a fucking big 20. I mean, that's fine, too. Okay. Well, because I have mitts, the next obvious option is Dark EDM. Because Dark EDM represents a bunch of items due to Hookshot Cave. And while I'm over here, I can at least open up T-Rock. And on the way to T-Rock, I can figure out what the floating island is, too, so I can see if that's worth bothering. Floating island is theoretical arrows. No thanks. I will pass. It is ether. That's fine. So, my gambit here is, if, for some reason, I find both Ice Rod and Red Cane in, Dark EDM, that means I can just go do T-Rock right now. If not, then I'll go do, Meyer. Because I can get almost all the way through Meyer. And I don't need the... Oh, hey. Alright, there's the Red Cane I need. That's a good start. Glad I went here first, because that means I'd be able to complete Meyer, even if I can't do T-Rock yet. Because the problem is, of course, you need Ice Rod to beat Trinex. And if I were to go right now, it's basically a gigantic gamble of if I happen to find... Damn. If I happen to find the Ice Rod within T-Rock. Which happens. In fact, it's happened to me a distressingly large number of times. But it's not by any means reliable. Okay, 2 of those and a bottle. So with that, let us warp over to Meyer, because I can 100% guaranteed complete Meyer, and it is a crystal, so that is absolutely the right move right now. After I complete Meyer, if I wanted the, or if I was desperate for the item, I could also theoretically go for Desert and the green pendant. That's not the right thing. There we go. But before I do that, I might as well exhaust the last couple of convenient overworld items I have left. Anything else is going to require the both... Fuck that. Both the book and the Master Sword. And right now, I have plastic sword, so that's not really helpful. Oh, I also don't have boots. Or boots. I don't have flippers. And that's mighty inconvenient, because, I need to sort of derp around here. Alright, what's up, Meyer? How are you doing? Anyone who's looking for a good Meyer route should probably pay attention right about now-ish. Or well, okay. I think this is a good Meyer route, at least. It's worked very well for me. Fuck you, Minos. Alright, so step 1 to a happy Meyer experience is you shoot up this way, and you push the block. And you go up through here. And you get this chest. One thing worth noting, by the way, is that this route is particularly sensible if you're actually full clearing Mire. If you are go mode Mire, basically stop the second you get the big key. Holy shit, the ice rod. Alright. Well, coming through this way was a good call. Anyway, you grab both the key in that pot and the chest in that room. It's worth noting, technically, that chest is not required if you don't have some form of invulnerability. You come into this room, you flip that switch. If you're low on health like I am, you powder that dude. If you're low on magic like I am, you cry a bunch. Because if I run on magic here, I'm gonna have to burn my blue. Anyway, you light those lamps, and you get this chest, and immediately turn around, come back down, and go through the south door. And this pot here will have a full magic, so grab that if you're low. If you have Fire Rod, you can do a nifty trick here, where you Fire Rod as you're pushing stuff. If not, just do it the normal way where you push everything aside. And then you wait for rumbling, and this is the point at which you take a bunch of drink if you have a drink handy. Because you're going to wait for like half a year. Possibly longer. Anyway, with that, you check what would be the big key in the vanilla game. Come back out, take the warp, exit this room. You'll note that the red pegs are up, which is exactly what you want, because that gets you a bunch of items. You come out that door, you sweep down and around, and you get this chest. You sweep back down and around, and this fire bar is or fire snake is annoyingly positioned. I would have preferred to dash there, but what can you do? You come down here, and you get your hook shot ready if you have it, and if not, you prepare to boots with the wind. Hook shot across here, dash across the collapsing floor. Because you have a big key, you can get that. You come out here, grab this chest. Apparently that chest is literacy today. So, Mire having some good shit. Hit the key. And then, at this point, it's a very obvious path. One thing worth noting, if you're low on hearts and you have powder, that has the fairy swirly bit, so you can powder that and refresh. But everything from here on is pretty standard Mire. Bonk. I usually only get hit once by there. You should get hit 0 times, but I'm bad. I usually just do a Cane of Samaria blast to flip that back. If you're going down here with my route, the red pegs will be up, so you do have to flip that switch. And then obviously bomb and flip the other switch. And then you weak for me because oh, make sure you flip this switch. And then you weak for me because I don't have silvers, and Vitreous is kind of a pain if you don't have silvers. I do at least have the bow, so Vitreous isn't a complete shit show, but this is non-ideal, to say the least. Okay. This is extremely non-ideal. Okay, I have fairies. I'm not used to having Plastic Sword for Vitreous as well. And I probably should have realized that I was too low on arrows and taken an alternate course of action to begin with. So this is going to be a fight. I can technically hurt the Vitreous eyes with with a sword spin, which would be not fun, but might be what I have to resort to here. This set of equipment for Vitreous is extremely bad. This is absolutely not the type of equipment you want to be fighting Vitreous with. Oh my god. Okay. That was really scary, actually. Pro tip, come into Vitreous with more arrows if you have ordinary arrows. Or cry a bunch if you have the Plastic Sword. But I got through that one. That was extremely sketch, but I got through it. Oh man, fuck that. Alright, well, anyway, because I'm in the neighborhood, and it's actually kind of an easy... It's an easy 2 items. And I'm in the neighborhood, even though it's green pendant. Actually, it's green pendant, so it's technically 3 items. So I am in a quick do desert, because a full clear of desert will only take a couple of minutes. And, I very desperately need a better sword. An improved sword is, in fact, the only thing I'm missing to be go mode. Actually, no. I'm lying to your face. I also need flippers. I totally forgot that swamp was still a thing. As, I suppose, is ice. This seed is not going so great. So a better sword and flippers are what I need for go mode. On the plus, 2 full dungeons are locked behind flippers. So this is actually a pretty good call at this point, because it may well lead to something vital. Once again... Oh, snap! The flippers! Alright. This was worth doing for that alone. However, even though the Lanmolas aren't going to have a weapon for me, or weapon, an actual item for me. Because this is so quick of a dungeon, I'm gonna kill them anyway in the hopes that they provide me with, or the Shaharskabar provides me with some sort of useful thing. Also, I don't remember what this was. I'm gonna quick check. Oh, it was a boatload of money. Fantastic. Alright, so this first room, it's the lower left pot. Oh, quit grabbing the wall, Zelda. You have important things to do, I tell you. You stop that. Alright, anyway. Second room is the upper right pot. I was just doing the hookshot gambit there. Another brief opportunity for a drink. And then I am going to... Oh wait, it's the other two. That's... Oh, it's only one magic up, huh? Well, regardless, I'm topping off on magic because I very much want to fire rod these dudes to death. Fire or ice rod is fine. Or, if you have 9 arrows and you're very accurate, it's 3 arrows apiece. Or if you have silvers, it's 1 apiece. But you do not want to fight them with the fighter sword because it will take approximately 8 years, and you don't have time for that. Okay. So we're going to take a brief interlude to stock up on potions, because I'm already fluting around, so I might as well. And I'm rich, so I might as well. And then I'm going to flute over to 0.5, and we'll see what Shaharskabar has for us. Hopefully he has something good, like a sword upgrade. Because I'm in very dire need of one of those right now. Thanks for nothing, jerk. Alright, so T-Rock it is. I have everything I need for that. Actually, no, I'm done. Let's do Swamp first. Because... Actually, let's do the overworld, the overworld... Whatchamacalls it? Swimmy shit. Flippers. Let's flippers it up right now. Because that's a quick 4 item locations I can check. One of which is a little annoying to get to, but it's a piece of heart, so I don't care. But you can check Hylia Island, you can check the bomb, which is over this way. And then you can check Zora's Domain, which is another, technically 3, but I know that the actual Zora's Domain item is a piece of heart, and I don't really care about that. But I can also check the waterfall. Nice, the bum actually had something good for once. So, in this case, I actually don't want to flute, because there's one of the little Zora whirlpools that's going to be way faster. And that's, faster is what's right for me. Yeah. Oh, there we go. However, while I don't care about the piece of heart in Zora's domain, I very much care about the 2 chests in the waterfall, so we're going to check those before we move on to Swamp. The Master Sword! Alright, now we're getting places. Now we've got, at least useful offense. And in fact, at the moment, I am technically Go mode. However, even though I'm technically Go mode, I actually do kind of want to check items in Swamp, because for 1, it's easy, and for 2, having a Bacon Sword will help greatly for Ganon. It is possible to fight him with the Master Sword, but you have to hit him with spin slashes. And that's not fun. And plus, Swamp is such an easy 6 chests, it's absolutely worth your while to go and just do that real quick. Also, on the plus, I have the Master Sword for Argus, which is nice, because Argus is kind of obnoxious to fight if you have Plastic Sword, because you have to switch items a whole bunch. So yeah, technically, I could get through all of this dungeon basically opening up that 1 chest that I opened up right there for the 1 guaranteed key. And, you know, finding a few pot keys along the way, of course. But I am intentionally going to try and full clear this dungeon anyway. Precisely because I'd like to play the gambit of getting a Bacon Sword. I have completed Ganon with Master Sword and no silvers before, but damn is it a really poor time, so I'd really like to find both of those things. Hence my phrasing of it being technical Go mode, as opposed to something that I'm actually treating as Go mode. At this point, I will also probably save T-Rock for last, because I have everything I need to finish all of the dungeons. And if I save T-Rock for last, I can go right from T-Rock into GT. And that's also a decent level of time savings. Fucking big 20s, are you serious? Alright, remember kids, don't flood the key. Flooding the key is a very bad time and will make you enormously sad. Also, make sure that you have the switch set to red here. So blue pegs up, red pegs down. Because then if you have the hook shot, which if you're in here, you better, or you can't finish it, and why are you double dipping in Swamp? That's a bad time. If you have the hook shot, you can get through everything in one go. Over on this little side spot here. And that's really convenient, so I recommend doing that. Bombs, eh? But yeah, you can just hook shot right across here, which is clearly the way to go. And you can also do a hammer dash, which is both cool looking and saves a little bit of time. Also, I don't have the big key, and that's inconvenient, because that means I'm going to have to backtrack from the last part of the dungeon back to the big chest. And if I'm especially unlucky, Argus will be the one to drop it, which means I have to go all the way back in the dungeon to open up the big chest. Not ideal. Alright, here's the nifty little time-saving trick. Push this statue straight up, and then hug the left wall and mash the pickup button, and you can pick up the chest, and just sort of take care of that all in one fell swoop. It's really nice. Highly recommend it. While those are splitting apart, you can walk through them. Recommend doing that as well. Burrito, big key. Alright, so the thing about this little staircase here, unfortunately, is it's buggy as hell, and you end up, like, in the hitbox that brings you back down the stairs. And the solution is just go back up the damn stairs again, and then it works fine. Why this happens, I couldn't tell you. It's bugs. But, it's a super easy fix to just go back around like that. And I recommend just going down the same staircase because it is faster to do so. As opposed to like going all the way back up into a different staircase and back down and around, and yeah, no, fuck that. Don't do that. Push a block here, get that chest. This chest here is really easy to forget if you don't know what's there. Don't recommend. It's not a good time. And then, of course, you get the final key in this room. And go and fight Argus. So all of the little puffs take 2 Master Sword swipes to kill. If you have the Master Sword, just take the 2 swipes rather than switching to the hammer, because you'll waste a bunch of time fucking around with the item menu and it's not worth it. If you have the Plastic Sword, your options are spin attack or switch to hammer. And with that calculus, unless you're really confident in setting up the spin attack right, which is not as easy as you'd think it would be, just switch to hammer. But Master Sword and above, definitely just use your damn sword. Oops. And of course, final phase, just use your spin attacks. A piece of heart, wow, thanks. And that's some crystal, it doesn't matter. Okay. So with that, let's just take a trip right over to ice. Again, it is still in my best interest to full clear the dungeon. Because Bacon Sword and or Silver Arrows are absolutely worth any time I spend dealing with ice, as obnoxious as the ice dungeon is. Ice Palace is a very annoying place, but I do have half magic, which helps a lot, as well as both the boots and the hookshot. So, equipment-wise, I basically have everything I want to have coming in here. Having Bombos is just the icing on the cake because it lets me clown on Cold Stare. Because I can save a bunch of my magic for fire rotting him to death. So, highly recommend just hookshotting those clowns to death. That takes care of biz pretty well. Oops, that was the wrong button. Shit. Alright, so with this, you hit the switch. Try and get these clowns out of the way if you can. Drop a bomb right in that corner, and it'll both trigger the switch and open up the hole. Here, you open that up, walk up, place a bomb there, walk down there, throw that there, and then you get the double kill. And it's pretty consistent because that, I don't know, the strategy is not too bad if you know how to do it relatively consistently. You can flip that and bomb jump. I don't have the knack for the bomb jump, so I'm not going to bother. But if you know the bomb jump there, it can save a little bit of time. If you have Bacon Sword, you're better off doing a charge attack here, or a charge attack, spin attack. Because spin Bacon will kill those in one hit. Okay, here you like hold down left and then swipe a few times, then hold up left and swipe a few times, and then you dash down at the appropriate time, and that kind of makes the physics work well enough to get you there. Alright, big key, cool. Dash too early. Big 20 anyway. Alright, so this room has a key for you. As well as, you know, progression towards additional items. This room is obnoxious as hell. Having boots helps a lot. But you want to get through that so you can get this chest. Which has the final bottle. I mean, okay, I guess. So between my 3 bottles of blue potion and that fairy, I should have everything I need to handle basically completely through to the end of the game. In terms of bottle supplies. If I have to refill those bottles, I will be very shocked. Here I just walk straight down to trigger those, and you can kind of curve back around. It's fine. Wow, burrito, nice. If you're worried about damage, you can reset the pot on the right side by just going down the staircase, but yeah. I'm doing okay on health, so it's not a big deal. In this room, you don't have to worry about killing any of the dudes, so don't bother. If you hug the left wall, there's a Stalfos Knight on the right part of it, but you don't have to worry about him if you hug the wall. Okay, I think Cold Stare is going to have an item then. So anyway, we come back around, we basically redo what we did to up to this point. I have both Big Key and the Red Cane, so I don't really have to worry about doing the bomb jump still. Ow. So because I don't have to worry about it, I'm not going to worry about it. How about that one? Alright, so in this instance, I'm just gonna let this have me fall down. Because that gets me down to basement 4 relatively easily. Probably should have gotten hit a bit less there. That was not ideal. Huh, I'm actually kind of surprised that the low health beeping isn't happening right now. I mean, I'm not going to complain, but I'm surprised. Okay, so I'm low enough on health that powdering that for the fairy is useful. Try and save my bottles if I can. And then normally you'd have to like open that up, flip the crystal switch back around, go all the way around, cry a whole bunch. I mean, if you're doing it vanilla. But I have the red cane, so fuck all of that. And then Cold Stare. Everyone's favorite boss. If you have bombos, just use bombos. Unless you have like a really good sword, the mana you save that allows you to do some fire rotting is worth the animation time. Because look at how fast that fight was. Like, that's insane. Thanks for the key, jerk. Okay, so at this point, T-Rock is technically basically where I'm supposed to go. For obvious reasons, because it's the last crystal and all. But before I do that, I'm going to take a very quick interlude and check the last 2 remaining overworld spots now that I have both Master Sword and the book. Because I have those 2 things, I can check the 2 tablets. And because one of those may have something immensely useful, like the silver arrows, which I'm still missing, it is absolutely worth my while to quick sweep over and check them, because both of those locations will collectively take, like, 3 minutes, maybe? And the amount of time that having silvers would save for Ganon is worth that effort. Or I can get a fucking big one. Grand. The nice thing, though, is I can check the other tablet, the Hera tablet, basically on the way to T-Rock. Oh, I thought that was super speed. Whatever. Wow! I was expecting that to bounce down at some point between now and when I got to the damn thing. Anyway, Do not, under any circumstances, run into the pink ball. That will eat, like, 30 seconds just waiting for the stupid thing to tell you its life damn story. Don't do it. It's a trap. It's bad time. You don't want it. Big hundo. Great. The only remaining thing I could do is look for, finish off Skull Woods and get the last pendant and check the pedestal. Really hoping it doesn't come to that. If it does, I frankly don't care. I'll just go silverless. But there is a very good chance that silvers are either in T-Rock or in GT itself. So I'm gonna kind of hold out hope there. Anyway, T-Rock. Even if you're Go mode, like I technically am, you still basically want a full clear T-Rock. Bonk. Just due to the nature of how the key distribution tends to work in T-Rock, you will probably need to open every chest before the laser bridge anyway, and therefore you might as well just plan to open every chest. Because missing a key and having to go back around is a really bad time. Nice. I got the fast hook shot there. So if you have the mirror, it's recommended to just mirror back to the beginning. It's slightly faster. It's not a huge margin, but it is slightly faster. It also saves some potential health if you're bad at hookshot invincibility-ing through the spike rollers. These guys, just always fire rod them. They die in a single fire rod shot. It's absolutely worth the mana. Don't fuck around with the chain chomps. They do, frankly, stupid damage. Okay. Found the big key, which is nice. However, there's still a 50-50 chance that I'd need to, that I wouldn't get the small key I need to advance from the one chest I would get. Correspondingly, I am still going to full clear T-Rock. It's only an extra minute, and if you try and skip that center chest there and you're wrong, it's tremendously wasteful. And you'll be very sad. Or you can end up getting a big 20 from it. I suppose, thinking about it, I could have taken the small key and kind of come back around. But I've had that center chest be something useful enough times that it's still probably... Oh shit, I did the wrong thing. I wasn't paying attention at all. It's still possible that that could have been a sword upgrade or the silvers. And a silverless Ganon fight is enough of a pain in the ass that... And a large enough time waste, more notably. Alright, well that wasn't super clean, but whatever. The other thing worth doing, of course, is checking Mimic Cave while you're in the area. How'd you clip through there, buddy? Alright, anyway, Mimic Cave has a big 50. Fantastic. Thanks. Alright, well, that's annoying, but whatever. For this entrance, just hookshot across. It's much faster. Oh, hey, that was Sankheart. Nice. Alright, 14 hearts and red mail is absolutely plenty of defense for the endgame. One of those was bound to work. Okay, so my technique for this, I go right, and then down on this one, and you just hold down until you get over here. I had a little hesitation, so I'm going to get hit by that fire bar. But you kind of come back around, you come down this left side, you probably get hit again. You go up here, and you just hold left, and you come back around to where you want to be. It's just that easy. I don't have Mirror Shield, so due to getting a full magic decanter anyway, I don't feel bad about just blue caning through Laser Bridge here. And in fact, I think I might have even left enough magic left that I can literally be at full mana for the boss by grabbing the decanter late. Unfortunately, I only have the Master Sword for Trinex. Despite my best efforts, I didn't find anything actually worthwhile. So, how I usually handle Trinex is I Ice Rod this, and I hit it a couple of times, and I immediately switch to Fire Rod, and I start Fire Rodding the Ice Head. With the intent that the Ice Head dies before it has a chance to make the arena icy, because that's really awful, and you don't want it. Ow, spikes. Ow, Trinex's head. Ow, I'm dying. Trinex is not usually supposed to be this hard. I'm having an awful fight here, believe you me. Oh, and I ran out of magic, so... That's the other thing, is if you're coming in with a bad sword, it is absolutely worth your while to come in with potions. Because otherwise you could run out of magic, and that's really horrible, because you have no recourse but to reset. Also, ideally, you spin. It's 5 spins for Master Sword for Trinex. Although, if you're having problems spinning like I am, just swipe them, I think it's 10 times. And it's also very doable. I had to burn a blue, which is unfortunate, but he is dead. He gave me a heart container. That's actually technically vanilla. How about that? So, I am now in a bit of a conundrum because I'm approaching GT with only Master Sword and no silvers. So unless I happen to find silvers along the path, or the big key happens to be super, super late, which also happens sometimes, so I'm not going to discount that possibility. Unless one of those two things happen, I may actually be well served completely checking the GT basement. Which is unfortunate, because checking the GT basement fully really kind of sucks. Also, now would be your opportunity to get your guesses in for GT. 1 to 22. How many chests will it take before I find the big key? Also, I found the small key, and I'm gonna do a gambit here. And I'm gonna check East GT first. Including the very, very horrible tile room. Horrible primarily because it's a tile room and it's gonna take a year and a half. Also, it has a wall master, because that's great. That's what tile rooms really needed. So definitely pay attention for that dude, because you don't want him hauling you back to the beginning. Fortunately, his audio cue is enough to give you the indication that perhaps you should move. Ah, oh, nice! Bacon sword. Alright, this is already paying off. Okay, that's not stay lit. That unlight, and then East GT is kind of annoying, but you can kind of play the gambit of assuming that GT was going to try and be rude to you, and correspondingly not play that game and just go to the latter part of GT right away. And that actually paid off, other than the fact that I kind of want to check all of GT in the hopes that I find the silvers. So I'm basically still going to fully complete GT, but if I wanted to do a silverless Ganon, I would actually very well be in position to do so right now. Actually, I don't care about that key, I'm pretty sure. So for the sake of silvers, because silvers do speed up that fight immensely, I am going to check the western part of GT. Because I don't want to hear, "Did you find the silvers in my tower?" and then feel like a dumbass for not having fully checked it. Especially because the density of chests in GT is just insane. Alright, so for this you kind of line up with this guy and then you can hook shot right across. Super nice, saves a little bit of time. For that room, just remember that you can kind of walk along the south side of things. For the crystal switches, remember that the red cane is a beautiful thing. If you're fast, what you can do is bonk off that wall to jump over the fire bar. Which means you can do this room without damage if you're clever. On the plus, at least I have red sword, so I don't have to spin attack Ganon, so that's a very huge win in and of itself. Big 5, the cape. Cape will let me at least cheese some stuff. If you line it upright, or if you damage boost, you can just skip that teleporter, which saves you a cycle. For this bit, I usually just hook shot some dudes, get them out of the way, it doesn't really matter. Right, I didn't bother with Bob's pedestal, so Bob still looks like Bob. Bob also stole most of my mana. That's really mean of him. I'll have to actually fill back up later. I'm wasting arrows like a dope. I mean, I have the red sword, so my sword damage is at least not terrible, but these guys definitely take a lot more hits from a sword than they do from any other means. So fighting Armos with sword, not what you want. Don't do that. Unless you have to, like I do. If you don't have to, if you have arrows, just arrow, dude. Hey, silvers! Nice, that was actually worthwhile. Alright. I'm glad I did that. That was actually worth the time spent in this case. Because the silvers save a remarkable amount of time on the Ganon fight. Also, if I had arrows on hand, I mean I don't currently, but if I did, that would also be enormously helpful for shit. I actually need to go find arrows. I don't know if I've ever run into this problem before. Are there arrows in here? No, that's mana. Well, I mean, GT's gotta have arrows in it somewhere. There's some theoretical arrows, not that those help. That would have a key. That has nothing, evidently. try killing this dude. No arrows. Okay. This is not something I've ever run into, and I'm not entirely sure how to deal with. Somebody please drop me some arrows. That is full magic. I don't need that. Are arrows in here at all? No? Okay. Are arrows in here at all? No? Okay. I am very unsure how to proceed with this state of affairs. I don't know that I've ever been arrow-locked out of the GT climb before. Are arrows in here? No, okay. How about here? No? Okay. Maybe here? No? Okay. Fuck! Alright. Do either of these enemies want to drop me some arrows? Man, I am kind of at a loss. This is not the state of affairs I was expecting. I think this warp has arrows. 5 of them. Is 5 enough for the climb? I'm actually legitimately not sure. Oh, there we go. Okay, that 10 is definitely enough. Alright, let's actually do the climb now. What a disaster. I'm not used to getting silvers this late, I think, too, which probably didn't help. Fuck. But anyway, this room is very much impassable if you don't have silvers. As is this room. Oh, but at least that room has arrows to give you. So if you don't move when you go through that door and then you just immediately dash, you can dash right through, and you just keep on carrying through the door. I believe for that to work you have to be aligned with like a multiple of 16 pixels, I want to say. So obviously you're lined up perfectly if you are already, you know, just have freshly gone through the door. I'm gonna pit stop here. Primarily because I am very low in health compared to what I'd like to be. And it's all too easy to just take the 30 seconds and quick do that. Get myself back in good shape. Whoops. I like to throw the pots at the skeletons here just because it's slightly more consistent for me. If you can coax the sword swipes into working consistently, all the power to you. But I've found that they tend to waste a bunch of my time, and I prefer that they don't do that. I'm still searching for arrows just to be sure I have enough. 26 should be plenty, but... Oh, wait. Ah, damn. Oh well. Topping off to 36 would have, I suppose, been even better, but 26 I think should be enough. 14 hearts is fine for that. Getting some lovely graphical glitches. I love it when that happens. A 2 cycle for Ladmola's 2 is not bad. Not the best, but not bad. I totally forgot to switch to the red cane here. Oops. Just like walking up, red canning where I red caned, and then exploding it right away can get all 3 Wizards. It's absolutely worth it. It also looks super cool. I'm not exactly sure how I missed that guy there, but whatever. Oh, it hit the fucking spike. If you do that right, you can one-shot all 4 of them. I've never pulled it off. The best I've done is the cane shot to get 3. I don't need to kill any dudes or check any chests at this point, because the only real thing that I'd be worried about getting is the Butter Sword, and while the Butter Sword would certainly be nice, it wouldn't really change all that much. It would just make Ganon a little bit easier. Coming into Moldorm, always have Hookshot ready. You can't get it ready while he's exploding. Also, always check the— Oh, Validation had Butter Sword! Wow! Also, I fucked up the Hookshot because I was trying to update my tracker. Oops. Well, I mean, if I'm gonna take— if it's gonna give me Butter Sword for free, I'm certainly gonna take it. I usually just— if I have it, I usually just cape that room because it's obnoxious as hell. I didn't do that very well. Whoop! I was facing the wrong way. I'm doing very badly at eggs too right now. There we go, that was a little bit better. Ideally on eggs too, you want to get at least 2 per cycle so you get rid of them fast, but if you're being dumb, then it can take a lot longer. Case in point, what you're seeing right now. Anyway, I have Butter Sword, I have Silver Arrows. Ganon is going to totally get clowned on here. I also have enough potions that even if I fuck up badly, it still won't be a big deal. Like, this is pretty much ideal conditions for Ganon fighting. Also, make sure you claim your free hit. Also, Ganon, why are you boring today? Alright, he's already on phase 2. He's already on phase 3. This is the power of Butter Sword. Oh, he should have been on phase 3. Maybe his damage didn't I hit him too early for the damage to reset. Well, now he's for sure on phase 3. I should probably figure out the point at which his phase 2 damage is actually logging, so I account for that a little bit better. Oh, well, totally missed that. But more importantly, still got the lamp glitch, which is very important. Oh, I missed the... That was a triple opportunity. Wow. I am apparently just awful today. Whatever. Ganon's dead. GG. And that's time. That was not a very good run. Success! There were a lot of mistakes there, not least of which is running out of arrows in fucking GT. Anyway, 2 towers, read a book, Cess presses some kind of vulture. There, Blue makes friend, your uncle recovers, candle for sale, which is more arrows, double Lerman, boy sells more gun, Venus, I'm more fire, whatever says, relief giving kid. Here, the old man. Nancy Pickles. And Couch Cash sleeps again. I'm glad I didn't even bother checking. Alright, let's get to the important stuff here. $193, that's awful. Didn't do eggs. I think I stepped foot in every other dungeon. Got way too many rupees. 237 is a really atrocious time. That's not what I wanted at all. But it was still a run. It was still fun. Hopefully everyone watching enjoyed it. But I'm going to call it a night. So thanks for watching. And have yourselves a good night. Until next time, folks. Take care.